Hey guys, and welcome to the Geeks and Greeks podcast. The podcast focuses mostly on the NFL, but we also do talk about other sports such as the NBA and MLB, as well as video games and what else is going on in our lives. Step into the conversation of three friends who love sports and who love doing this. You can find us on YouTube, as well as Spotify, Amazon, and Apple podcast platforms, and we're also on Facebook, all with the same moniker, Geeks and Greeks. Thanks for stopping by. We hope you guys enjoy the show.
And here we go.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the new episode of Geeks and Greeks podcast. I am Adam, as always. We've got Pete.
What up?
And Tom.
Howdy.
Man, we got a lot to talk about this week.
We do. You know, I feel like this year's NFL trade deadline is more exciting than any year I remember. Like it's kind of crazy.
I can remember just 5-6 years ago, the trade deadline didn't matter because no one traded.
Right.
Mhm.
No one used to make trades at all, and it's kind of mind-boggling, to be honest with you.
I specifically remember reading an article that was entitled "The NFL Trade Deadline Came and Went and Nobody Noticed."
I remember that.
I remember when they started implementing it in Madden football, and I'm like, wait, there's a trade deadline? When do they make trades?
Yeah.
Like, they don't even make they didn't even make trades in the off season for that matter. Like, they're just, unless you sign them in free agency or drafted somebody, there was no other. That was it.
Right.
What's a trade?
Yeah. And what was it? Was it Amari Cooper who his first play as a Bill was a touchdown pass, like a 50-yard touchdown pass or something? Like,
Wouldn't surprise me.
Oh.
Hopkins will probably be the same way.
yeah. I mean, I was looking at his stats. He doesn't have that great numbers this year.
True, but he's not playing with the real quarterback. He's playing with Levis.
I mean, fair.
I mean, it's not great, but I mean, he's caught 15 out of his 21 targets for 173 yards, I think it was. And it's 11.3 yards of reception. That's a pretty good catch average.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have any touchdowns because the Titans can't score.
I mean, fair.
So
I saw this
we'll see what happens.
one.
Plus, I mean, we were kind of talking about this earlier, and it's like the Chiefs are down 4 receivers. 3 of them are on injured reserve. And, Juju Smith-Schuster is also on questionable for this week. So they desperately needed some receiver help, and what better person to go out and get than a receiver that's 5 years past his prime?
I mean, if anybody's going to breathe some new life into him, it's going to be the almighty Patrick Mahomes.
True.
So,
Very true.
Someone posted this funny stat that Devontae Adams lost to the Steelers as a Raider and then went to the Jets and immediately played the Steelers again and lost again.
I said the same thing, and it also said if he were to get traded to the Giants the next week, he could lose to the Steelers 3 weeks in a row.
That'd be great.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh, shit. I remember Tomlin was actually, in one of his interviews, bitching about how he had to prepare for him 2 weeks back to back.
Seems to work out for you. I wouldn't bitch too much, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Or maybe he's bitching to keep his hand close to the chest, you know?
He's got him all figured out, just doesn't want to let anyone know.
Right.
100%. I mean, that's what I'd do.
All right. So now we have QB Survivor. You guys ready?
I am ready.
All right. Pete, who are you? Oh, sorry. First off, golden immunity to Caleb Williams because he's on the bye. So, Pete, who are you granting immunity to?
So I thought about this one a little differently this week because of something that Adam said last week about maybe we should give the immunity to just someone who has a good week. Because, like, the pickings are starting to get slim. We got 14 people left, and it's hard to do. So I'm going to go out and give mine to Josh Allen. And I'm giving it to him mostly because I think he had a pretty good game. 323 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interception, passer rating of 116.1. I mean, it's a great game. He's obviously not the best quarterback that was this week, but I think he was a highlight that's worth noting.
All
so
right.
I'll give him my immunity.
Josh Allen with the immunity. Adam, who are you granting immunity to?
So this is funny because I'm going the exact opposite route that Pete's going, and I'm giving mine to, I think, a quarterback that I think had probably the worst week this week, and also I think the worst week of his career so far.
Oh.
And mine's going to C.J. Stroud. So he had 86 yards, 48% completion, no touchdowns or interceptions, and a 22.1 QBR. It was an absolutely atrocious game. It was a terrible game. But like I said, this is obviously I think the worst he's had in his, granted it's, not even 2 years yet, but this is by far his worst game. Probably since maybe like freshman year of high school, maybe. I don't know. I just think it was a fluke week. I don't want to see him go yet. I'm saving CJ Stroud here.
CJ Stroud. I did a combination of you both. I went for someone who really is a good quarterback, but had a really, really shitty game that does not reflect his potential with a 59% passer rating for 154 yards and 2 interceptions. My man Mahomes, you're better than that.
Yeah, he is.
You cannot be doing this. You can perfect record. Fuck off. You can't be doing this.
Yeah.
Did you know that Pat Mahomes is leading the NFL in interceptions this year?
I did not.
Weren't we literally talking about how he has no one to throw to, though? Like, that one interception was clearly either he threw for the wrong route or the receiver ran the wrong route was one of them. And then the other one was a contested catch, right? So, I mean, in reality, neither of them were his fault, right? To make more excuses for the god of football.
All hail Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's got 6 touchdowns to 8 interceptions on the year so far, and we're going to be going into week 8 this week. I mean, that's not good. That's not good for anybody, let alone Pat Mahomes.
I know.
It's so weird. Like, you don't think, you just think of him as just being a robot, kind of. This kind of shows that, everybody has a bad year. Even Brady had bad years. Even Peyton Manning had bad years. It happens to everybody at some point.
I'm just going to go out there and say it, that since we voted Jalen Hurts off of Quarterback Survivor, he hasn't thrown a single interception. So I think he got the message. And, maybe we should do the same for Mahomes.
I got to admit
what I'm hearing is that you voted Jalen Hurts off to save your team.
It's just it's kismet, my friend. Just a happy coincidence.
I was actually thinking that I owe Adam an apology for how I treated Baker Mayfield.
Both owe me an apology. You should owe Baker an apology.
Oh, no. I'll give you one, but not Baker. I'll tell him to his face he sucks.
Man is second in passing yards. He's right now, so as of last week, he's looking at 1,859 yards, second in the NFL in yards, 18 touchdowns, which is first in the NFL, and granted 7 interceptions. So I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But he's tied for 64th. So, dude is just balling out.
Just wait, man. The back half of the season, he's going to fall apart. He's going to lose, 6-8 on the back 8. You'll see.
I don't know, man. Like, their schedule ain't that hard this year.
I haven't even looked at their schedule when I'm saying that.
All right.
See, now you're
Pete,
trying to make
who are you-
excuses for the team. I mean, they've got some pretty cupcake games coming up. Like, they got the Giants, they got the Panthers, you got the Cowboys, you got the Panthers and the Saints. Like, I mean, you've got some pretty cupcake games coming up towards the end of the season. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if they made the playoffs this year. In fact,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I picked them to win the division.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
All
I
right,
think they're
Pete.
second technically to Atlanta right now.
All right, Pete. Who you putting on the chopping block?
So your boy, Mr. Irrelevant, put up 212 yards in his effort this week with 3 interceptions and a QB rating of 36.7. So he needs to go. I've been saying he's a fraud for a year, maybe 2. He's get out of here. I don't care if he's been back-to-back NFC championships. He went to the Super Bowl last year. Doesn't matter. He sucks. Get out.
Say the name. Say it.
Brock Purdy.
Yeah, you said it.
Hey.
All right, and Adam, who are you putting on the chopping block?
So I'm actually going to be putting on Joe Burrow this week. He did not have a good week. 181 yards on a 60% completion. He did have 2 touchdowns to no interceptions, but his overall QBR is a 36.8. It was bad. He took bad sacks, which there's no excuse. You've got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins still, like, both playing. Like, you need to be running this more than he is. I think, honestly, the Bengals this year are really starting to miss Joe Mixon. I mean, he's the biggest linchpin that left that team, and he's proven dividends hugely out in Houston right now.
Yeah.
But this is the second bad week that Burrow's had like this within the last, like, 2 or 3 weeks recently, so I think it's about time for him to go.
Maybe not, because my quarterback has fewer yards, more interceptions, with a percentage of 61 for 154 yards, 1 interception, and 2 rushing attempts for -2 yards. Matt Stafford.
You know what? I'll trump it, though, and here's why.
Okay.
So that was Burrow only put up 181 yards and a 36.8 QBR
Yes.
against Cleveland.
Ooh. I vote Brock
Yeah.
Purdy.
You know what's funny is I had 3 guys up on my elimination block, and we picked all 3 of them.
Yep, me too. Me too. You guys picked 1 and 3, and so I went right down the middle for 2.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what?
So-
I'll go first for my vote. And I'm going to vote for Brock Purdy on this one.
Yep, me too.
As much as I don't like Stafford, Purdy had a worse week, and there's no excuse for it. Now, granted, I will say that their receivers are also really banged up. They also don't have Christian McCaffrey still either. So we're kind of seeing what Brock Purdy, how good he really is without, the Kyle Shanahan system to help him out here.
I echo that sentiment. Yeah, you were playing against the great and powerful Patrick Mahomes, but still, that was awful. I had Brock Purdy with number 1 with 12 exclamation points.
All right, even vote, Pete?
It's funny because my actual number 1 was CJ Stroud. But you gave him immunity. But I suppose I would have said Matthew Stafford because he was my 3rd on the list. So, but Brock Purdy it is.
Yep.
Man, going into the season, who would have thought that Caleb Williams would have outlasted Brock Purdy?
Yeah.
Or that Jaden Daniels hasn't been put up at all yet this year.
He hasn't had a bad enough game to.
Nah,
They're the best team in the NFL right now. If you look at a plus minus and like points and all that, they're the
Yeah.
best team in the NFL.
It's
They
crazy.
really are. They have the highest plus minus of any team, and they're tied with the Ravens as the team that has the most points scored so far this season.
It's nuts.
Like,
all right. So moving on to winners and losers. To recap from week 7, we had Adam's win choice was the Rams to win over Vegas. Sure did, 20-15.
barely.
Pete's win was Cincinnati over Cleveland. Yep, 21-14. I went for Washington over Carolina. Yeah, they did, 40-7.
Without what's his face? Jalen Daniels, because he went out in the first drive for first big run.
I have to admit that one made me nervous when he went down like that. I was like, well, there goes my points. But
Yeah.
they surprised me.
I mean, Marcus Mariota, I guess, is okay as a backup, you could see, but I mean, they were playing Carolina, so like,
yeah.
I mean, that's best for Marcus Mariota, honestly.
Yeah.
That's who that benefits.
Right.
Then we go on to the losers. Adam chose Carolina will lose to Washington. Yeah, they did. Pete chose Tennessee to lose to Buffalo. 34-10. Way to go.
Yes, sir.
And then I said San Francisco, Brock Purdy. I knew you would lose it to the great and powerful Patrick Mahomes. 28-18.
All hail Patrick Mahomes.
Second week in a row, we went 6 for 6. Well done, us.
Wow.
All right. Adam, who are you taking as your winner this week?
So, I took the Rams to win last week. This week, I'm taking the Vikings to beat the Rams. So,
that's not bad. Vikings with a 5-1 record?
Yep, they've only lost to the Lions, which was this last week.
Yeah.
By less than a touchdown, too, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Got
it up.
Minnesota over the Rams. All right, that's. Oh, you'll know tomorrow night who won that
by 2.
Yep.
Yeah, Detroit won by 2, 31-29.
That's right. They hit that field goal in like the last 20 seconds of the game.
Yeah.
That was a
Pete,
good game.
Oh, yeah, that was tight. Pete, who is your winner for next week?
Well, speaking of the Detroit Lions, I will be picking the Detroit Lions to defeat the Tennessee Titans this week at home in Michigan. It'll be a good game. I mean, if you like blowouts.
1-4 versus 4-1. Or no, that's not right anymore.
They're 5-1.
5-1
now. Yeah, because they beat the Vikings. I need a quarter to flip. This is hard. All right. You know what? I'm just going to go with the safe pick. I'm going to take Denver to win over Carolina.
That's a safe pick? Whoa. My guy. I don't know if I'd call that a safe pick.
Yeah.
Carolina can beat some of the bad teams.
Okay. What?
They
Denver's
beat
4-3.
Oakland. They beat Vegas already this year.
I mean,
that's their only win.
Yeah.
ESPN's got Denver by 10 points, so looks pretty safe to me. I don't know.
I mean, if you're going by that, then yeah, I didn't think Denver was that good.
They're 4-3, I think.
Well, yeah.
And
Eagles are 4-2. What's your point?
See, the Eagles are good, right, Pete?
Since we voted Jalen Hurts off quarterback island, he has not thrown an interception.
So it wasn't the Eagles' problem or Nick Sirianni. It was just the fact that Jalen Hurts was stuck on quarterback island.
Yeah, the pressure was getting to him. Was the
That's
problem.
what it was.
That's why he lost the Super Bowl. The pressure got to him.
Yeah. All that stress I put on top of him.
Oh, that's what it was. All right, Adam, who is your loser for next week?
So I swear, guys, I don't do this on purpose, and we don't do this. My losing pick is I'm picking the Titans to lose to the Lions.
Oh God.
I don't mind it when you do it because it makes it easier on me. I just have to watch one game.
I mean, it's like one of those things I'm looking through and I'm like, have I picked the Titans yet? I haven't. They're playing the Lions. They ain't winning that game.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
And Pete, who is your losing team next week?
So the funny thing is that's about my same reasoning for the team I picked, because I am picking the Cleveland Browns to lose to the Baltimore Ravens, because I don't know if anybody saw Lamar Jackson play football, but like he has figured out how to play the game of football. Like he knows what to do, and like holy shit, that was one of the best played games from a quarterback I've ever seen. Like yes, he had the one fumble. That was a weird play, but
yeah.
Anyway. So when I was like, wait a minute, Cleveland's playing Baltimore and I've never picked Cleveland before, there's no way they're beating Baltimore.
You don't think Jameis is going to come in and will them to victory?
Oh yeah, that's what it's going to be. I imagine they're already prepping for next week because they just know this one's a loss.
You know what, though? To be fair, if Andy Dalton can do it with the Panthers, Jameis can do it with the Browns.
I mean, fair.
Granted, the Panthers weren't playing a good team. They're playing the Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, the Panthers are probably quite possibly the worst team in the NFL and quite possibly one of the worst teams in the past 20 years. Like, I honestly think that this team might be worse than the Detroit Lions that went 0-16, to be honest with you.
Yeah. That's crazy.
All right. And for my losing team, I just have to follow the crowd. Detroit and Tennessee. I'm taking Tennessee to lose to Detroit. That's the one I didn't need to flip the coin on. I was like, yep, Tennessee. Boom. Right there. That's the loser right there.
Right.
So all three of us are banking on Tennessee sucking.
I mean, it's clearly a pretty safe bet.
Will Levis, they're starting their backup. They're not even starting Will Levis this week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a pretty safe bet.
I actually picked Tennessee before I heard they were resting him, and I was like, "Oh, money in the bank."
It wouldn't matter even if they were playing their starter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, you know what I think the game of the week very well could be this week, though? Chicago at Washington. So we're going to get Caleb Williams versus Jaden Daniels this week.
Potentially, because Jaden Daniels is week to week. He's got a rib injury. And the worst thing about it is even we do get him, we might not get him at 100%. Yeah. You know, he tried to play through it in the game. And look,
brother, this guy stinks!
Hey, we're not talking about Dak here, okay?
Right. I don't know. I'm going to be pretty disappointed if this is Marcus Mariota versus Caleb Williams. Like, it's very reminiscent of when we almost got Romo versus Favre, but Favre got hurt in like the first drive. And so his backup came in and we never got it again.
Right. Although, you know what? I will say Tony Romo did give us one of the greatest games of all time when I think it was 2015. It was Dallas versus Denver on Thanksgiving, and it was like 45-43 was the final score.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, it was that. I think it was Manning's first year in Denver, and it was just an absolute shootout between the two teams.
Right.
Just almost no defense being played. Because I remember that game so vividly. I mean, like, literally the game won on the one defensive stop of the game, pretty much. Like that was what won the game. You got that one or two stops, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, even if it is Caleb Williams versus Marcus Mariota, it's still better than our Monday night game.
Oh my God.
Giants versus Steelers.
How mad do you think ESPN is that they got to run that game on a Monday night? Like, nobody's going to watch that.
I mean, I don't know why. I don't even know what made the NFL think, yeah, the Giants are going to be good enough to put on Monday Night Football.
I mean,
there's no reason to think that.
I watch this and I've got to assume that everyone gets one. Like, you get like one primetime game every year, and here you go.
Night game when no one's going to watch it. Don't put it on Monday night. Honestly, I'd rather have Minnesota and the Rams on Monday night than Giants Steelers.
And I mean, going into the season, no one was predicting either one of these teams to be that great.
Yeah.
There's a quarterback controversy in Pittsburgh, and no one knew who was going to start. And then, like, I mean, I don't know if anybody in New York knows how to play the game of football, like whether they wear blue or green, but
yeah, I mean, because the Giants were predicted to be a bottom 5 team from the end of last season.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, no one thought this team was going to be any good going into the season. Like, why would you give them a Monday night game?
Right.
Like, hell, I'd rather see Baltimore-Cleveland on Monday Night Football. At least Cleveland's got a good defense.
Yeah.
So moving on to our next topic, I was going to try to segue this, but I can't find. I thought one of you had a game involving Las Vegas, but I guess not. Oakland and their lack of any sports team whatsoever.
Oh.
And how Las Vegas is a bunch of dirty bastards for stealing at least 2 of them.
Like, it's one of those things where so some cities make sense to have a professional sports team. Oakland does. Oakland was a great city for professional sports, especially like with the Raiders and even the Athletics for the most part. Like, they were 2 teams that were built on like just that gritty, hardworking, fighting through the trenches kind of a mentality, which is kind of what Oakland is. Oakland's like the blue collar version, is blue collar compared to San Francisco, which is across the bay. Like, you've got white collar San Francisco and blue collar Oakland, and that's kind of what they represented with each other with their teams. The problem is that both teams were just terrible for the last few decades. Honestly, the A's, their owner they have now is the cheapest owner in sports. Moneyball is based on it for a reason. Like,
yeah,
Moneyball is a real thing. Like, it was legitimately how they put teams together, is by the cheapest way possible.
Yep.
And it's like, you can do that with some players, but there are also people that you got to pay if you want to actually be a good team. Like, you might get a flash in the pan season here and there where you'll make a playoff run, but you can't sustain any kind of winning culture by not paying anybody, because you're just playing a bunch of either young guys just coming up into the league, or you're playing a bunch of dudes that, are below average replacements. Like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, the thing about the winning culture is that's how you attract new talent. And it's like, if you want to be forever the team that people go to before they retire just to squeak out like 2-3 more years on their contract at league minimum, sure, be that team. But like, realize that's what your team is. Like, you're not even going to attract young talent because no one's going to want to come to your team because you're going to be the geriatric team, And
I mean, with the A's, they've just been so bad. They've been bad for a long time, and like, again, like, I think it was like early 2010s and even into like 2015 and 16, they had a decent team, but like, then guys' contracts came up. They wanted to get paid because they played well, and they should get paid, but they didn't want to pay them, so they left them in other places. And they just are always in rebuild mode because they don't want to pay any of their players. And like, especially with the Athletics, it's like they're not even moving to Vegas for 3 years. They're going to play 3 years over in Sacramento in like a AAA or college stadium, basically.
Yeah. Which I don't understand that. Why move before your stadium's ready to go?
Well, they're trying to get out of their lease in Oakland. So once their
Well,
lease
they're
is
out
up,
of
they
it.
don't want to sign another one. So they're out the door.
That's insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was kind of funny because, like, all year, I mean, Oakland had like no fans in the stadium because why would you go? Why would you
Right.
go support a team that's going to be one of the worst in the league, and you're leaving too?
Right.
And it's like the last home game this season was sold out though.
Oh, of
Like
course.
the fans came out to pay their respects to the players, and it was kind of cool thing to see that they went and sold out they did sell it out for the last game of the season.
Yeah.
But it's just, I feel bad for these teams, and I feel bad for the fans, honestly. I wish there was a way to hold owners accountable, but there's no way to do it.
It's true. And it's like the thing is people grow up with these fan bases and like they become really wholeheartedly attached to them. And like I know that people who don't understand sports always think it's stupid, but like it really is ingrained in human nature to be competitive. Like not every human is competitive, but the vast majority of humans are competitive. And like if you look back at before like society was society, like they would fight and have like actual like to the death competitions. Like this replaces that. This is how we have our tribal heroes and we don't kill anybody. And like that's really what sports is. And it's like when you completely move them out of town, it's like you're ripping my soul out, man. Like I don't know what I would do if the Eagles left Philadelphia. I would
Oh my God.
like I would lose my mind, you know?
Yes, you would.
I mean, I know living in Indiana, the culture kind of the biggest thing in this state when it comes to professional sports.
Mhm.
And it's also I think it's also part of it. Not only is the fact that you grow up as a fan of these teams, but a lot of people, their parents are too.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
one way that you connect with your family and your parents, and something that a lot of times people will share together. I mean, I'm not a Colts fan. Nobody really in my house was a big sports fan in general, so I kind of found my own way when it came to that. And I mean, I think I've said it before, and I'll own it. I started liking the Cowboys because I grew up in the '90s, and the Cowboys were the NFL team of the '90s.
Yeah.
We've won
It's
4
America's
Super Bowls
team.
in 10 years. That was the team that was winning. That was the team that was on, and no one else in my household liked Philly football. So, or sports in general. So it's like I'm gonna like the team that's winning at the time when I'm a kid.
Yeah.
And so it's just like I kind of wish I lived in like this city like that had a franchise because it would be so cool and so much fun. Like, I mean, obviously not Oakland anymore, but like even like something like Tennessee, like Nashville with the Titans. They also have the Predators down there too. Like you get some of these teams in these cities that have it, and there's such a following with it. It's kind of a cool thing to experience when you go out and see it outside of your own home area.
Yeah.
I have to bring up a very specific memory I have of an ESPN radio sportscaster who said he made the comment that the A's were the best AAA team in the league. And so many AAA teams were pissed about that. They're saying that they could beat the A's.
I doubt it because most of the A's roster is all a AAA roster. And they weren't even the worst MLB team in the season. That was the White Sox.
Oh yeah. They set a record, right? Worst
Most
worst
losses
team
in
ever.
the season. Yep.
Yeah, worst losses in the season.
And there's been reports out with that the owner Jerry Reinsdorf is open to selling the team.
Damn.
So everyone's
Well, that was
freaking
the
out,
worst
hoping he's
thing.
going to sell the team.
That was the worst thing to do if you're trying to sell the team, is to go on the worst losing streak in history.
I
They'll
mean,
still sell for probably they'll still sell for hundreds of millions, dude.
Yeah,
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It's professional sports in the U.S. And it's also
Right.
Chicago. Like,
Yeah.
if you put a competent team back there, you'll fill that stadium every day. So whether or not they go on the worst streak ever, get new management, and as long as you have people that let baseball people do what baseball people do and build your team and get the right people, you'll build that team back up and you'll have fans in the seats within like 2 or 3 years.
Oh, 100%. You'll have a
Like,
city divided between Cubs and White Sox again. It'll be great.
and something like that would be, I think, so much fun too. Like something like Chicago with those two teams, like New York with like the 4 teams that are around there. And it's like, I mean, because Philly only has the 1 team per sport, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, LA's got the Dodgers and the Angels, but the Angels are so much of a joke that it doesn't matter. Like they have the Rams and the Chargers, but the Chargers really are San Diego's team. They're not really an LA team. Like I think it'd be fun to have something like that where you got a city that's big enough to support 2 fully fledged professional fan bases.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would probably be fun too. And I say that because like I used to love being a displaced fan. And I imagine it would come off feeling a little bit like that. Because like if you roll into the wrong bar, all of a sudden you're surrounded by fans of the wrong team.
Right? Like, and
This
it's one
is
of those things where,
Steelers territory, boy.
Yeah.
like, it's one of those things. I've been a displaced fan my entire life, so I kind of wish I was a hometown fan.
Yeah.
Fort
I
Wayne,
see it.
like Fort Wayne does have some teams, but like we're not in the profession, like not to that level of professional sports. And it's fun to go to those games and to see that stuff. But like even then, Indianapolis isn't like as big as it is, and they have we have the Pacers and we have the Colts. It's not the same as going to like Detroit, Chicago, Dallas, Houston. Like it's Minneapolis. It's just not the same as going to these bigger cities like that to feel that environment.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta tell you guys a story. I went on vacation one time into Michigan, and there was a Colts Lions game on. So we went to a sports bar in Michigan to watch the Colts Lions game, and it was full of Lions fans, as you would expect.
Yeah.
And so me and my wife go into the sports bar and we start eating and drinking. And as soon as the game starts, my wife, in a voice that was way louder than it should have been, goes, "Oh, they're so cute. They're wearing periwinkle." And I was like, okay, this is where I died, right here in a Detroit sports bar. I'm a dead man. All right.
All of a sudden, everybody turns from Tim the Toolman Taylor into Eminem.
It's like, oh man, you can't say that about a football team, honey. No, you can't.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's great. I wish I could have been there to see that. I just get this picture of like the scene out of Titus. You look around, you look, prison, please.
I choose police custody over what's going to happen in here.
Oh man, but yeah, like, and kind of getting back to it, like Oakland now has lost, all 3 of their teams. The A's are gone, the Raiders are gone, and the Golden State Warriors, which is kind of different because they're at least they're in San Francisco. And it's funny because the Warriors actually started off as the Philadelphia Warriors, ironically enough, and then moved out to San Francisco. And then they moved to Oakland later, and that's where they played for quite a while. It was out in Oakland. And then they moved back over to San Francisco now. So at least with the Golden State Warriors, they're still in the Bay. They're just across the Bay. They're not in Oakland anymore.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, since 2000, we've had 12 different teams throughout all 4 major leagues in the U.S. have left the cities they were in.
Yeah.
I mean, even in Canada too, because I mean, you had the Grizzlies left in the NBA. They went to Memphis now. Montreal Expos became the Washington Nationals.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rams left. New Jersey Nets went across the street to Brooklyn. Chargers went from San Diego to LA. Arizona Coyotes went up to Utah, which that makes more sense for a hockey team than playing in the desert than go play in the mountains.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm convinced that no one in that organization has any kind of creativity because the team's just called the Utah Hockey Club.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even have a team name.
It makes as much sense as the Utah Jazz, where they don't listen to music.
Right. Well, they moved from New Orleans, so
Yeah, it made sense in New Orleans, but it doesn't make any sense in Utah.
I mean, what's Utah got besides like avalanches and skiers? The Utah Salt Flats?
Give me time. I haven't researched this yet.
I'm pretty sure I skipped that section in high school. I couldn't tell you what's in Utah. The world's largest ball of twine, maybe? I don't know. I have no idea what's in Utah.
I feel like whatever it is, it involves bacon. To add insult to injury to Oakland's woes, did you know they used to have a hockey team? Hell, if I knew.
I didn't know that. No.
Between 66 and 76, they had the Golden Seals, who eventually had a record so bad that they went to Cleveland and later became the Dallas Stars.
Oh, wow.
Useless
So they went
trivia
from
for you.
Oakland
Happy to help.
So they went from Oakland to Cleveland to Minnesota to Dallas.
Yep. 2 years later, they became the Minnesota North Stars and then relocated to Dallas. Correct.
Yeah. Then they took North out of it. Now they're just the Dallas Stars.
When did the dude from the Mighty Ducks play for them?
Coach in a Disney movie.
Coach
that
Bombay.
Makes it true.
Coach Bombay.
That was a great team. They've actually it's cool because the Anaheim Ducks actually have brought back the Mighty Ducks logo.
Yeah, I saw that. It was great.
It looks so cool. Like because their jerseys are orange. So they have the orange jersey with like the white like duck hockey mask with like orange and black accents. It looks cool as shit.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It looks so cool. Too bad the team is trash. The jerseys are cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and I kind of circle back to it, but bad ownership, man. Bad ownership is such a curse for so many of these teams that have left, and it's just like, why do we have to leave? Like, I mean, the St. Louis Rams and the San Diego Chargers, they actually had fans going to those games. They just wanted to be in LA. That's it.
Right. It doesn't. And like, why? Like, you were doing fine. Like, what is the big move to LA for? And like, what's the big move for Vegas for? Like, how many people like really live in Las Vegas? And I mean, I know there are people who live there, and I'm not trying to discredit that, but like, it's more of a tourist attraction than anything else. It's people passing through. Like, who's your fan base going to be? Drifters? That's it? Like, that's all you want?
Pretty much. I mean, I think they're trying to also like hop on the success that the Vegas Golden Knights and the Vegas Aces have had. But the problem with that is those two teams were actually they didn't move there. They were teams that got put there in the WNBA for the Aces. They expanded out to Vegas. And same with the NHL. They had an expansion team and Vegas got the expansion team.
Right.
And like I think they're trying to in seeing the success that they've had, I think they're trying to capitalize on that. But it's not the same thing, man. Like the Raiders and the A's, well, the Raiders have a built-in fan base.
Yeah.
And they're not going to travel from Oakland to Vegas. I mean, at least with Vegas, like, I mean, if you had an LA team that moved there, maybe because LA people could easily travel to Vegas from LA.
Yeah, it's a quick plane. Yeah, and it's a quick plane ride too.
Yeah. So that wouldn't be as bad, but like Oakland to Vegas, that's a long ass drive, and that's, I mean, they're not going to fly down to Vegas for a game.
Yeah.
Actually, I think they will. That's kind of what I think this is all about, is you're catering to the people who are big sports fans of the visiting team coming into Vegas, and then they just turn it into a weekend where they gamble for like 2 days and then go to their favorite sports team who's playing against the Raiders or the A's in this case whenever, and they just make a weekend out of it.
The problem with the A's is, though, with baseball is they play every day. So
I know it doesn't really
hold
up with baseball.
Also, the problem with the A's too is that I saw a news report out of Oakland. The owner has yet to show a project proposal plan of how they're going to pay for the new stadium.
Oh God!
And yet they're moving the team out of Oakland, and they have no proposal set forth on how they're going to get the money and where it's coming from and what's allocated to what for the new Vegas stadium.
Can we get Congress to pass like a sports neutrality act and like demand that like the government has oversight of these teams and we can vote on when our teams leave? Something.
I was going to say they better figure something out because they just blew up the Tropicana, which is where they're going to build the new stadium. So now it's cleared.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they're clearing it. I mean, I would think that as an owner in that of a franchise in that league, in any of these leagues, you'd want competent people to own the teams to bring more revenue and bring more bottom dollar. Putting out the best product is the best way to do that. Putting out shit teams that don't do anything and don't attract any money to the organization or to the league is going to hurt it, and then you get bad publicity on top of it, like this.
100%.
I mean, like you got the A's and the White Sox that are getting bad publicity because the teams are terrible and the owners are incompetent.
Well, speaking of incompetence on them, the fact that the Oakland Raiders did not change their name to the Sin City Raiders is like a travesty. Like, I don't understand how that's not the first thing you do. You're like, oh, we're moving to Vegas? Cool, we're the Sin City Raiders now. Like, what the fuck?
Amazing.
I almost might have become a Raiders fan just for that, just so I could get a jersey that says Sin City on it.
Brilliant. Or like maybe or just the Las Vegas Sinners instead of the Raiders.
Yeah, the Sinners.
Brilliant.
I love Sin City Raiders. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. Sin City Raiders. That totally falls into their wheelhouse.
Right? I mean, I bet if Al Davis was still around, he probably would have called him that.
Yeah.
He would have been calling him that before they left Oakland.
As soon as it was announced.
Oh, man. Like, God. I mean, it's also it's interesting when some teams move because, like, I don't know, it's one of those things where teams have moved, obviously. I mean, we've had in every league, teams move as things happen. But, like, you just get so used to a team being there. Like you said, it'd be weird if, like, the Phillies or, like, the Eagles or the Flyers left.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean they're leaving Philly?
Yeah.
Like,
the Denver Phillies.
I'm pretty sure if they ever announced that any of the Philly teams were to leave, they'd burn that arena.
Yeah, and you know what? They would probably burn the Xfinity Center across the street just for good measure, too. Burn down the stadium and the bar. We're done.
Yeah, like, I mean, it'd be chaos.
Yeah.
Them winning the Super Bowl was chaos. And if they ever announced that one of the teams is moving, the city's going to go into full riot mode.
I just get this image of all attempts to quell the riots failed because the police joined in.
They had to bring in the New Jersey National Guard just to calm them down.
They'd probably be like, nope, I ain't going there.
Are you crazy?
We stopped sending cops to Camden because it's too close to Philly. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, heck. All right. So for the last segment of our show, we have the trivia block. And this time we have a segment called By Any Other Name. And now what I will do is I will say a really completely absurd name of a college football player. And you tell me if that is a player that has played between 2001 and now, or if it's something that I made up in my cockamamie brain.
Okay.
Yes, this was absolutely inspired by the Key and Peele skit of East versus West.
Okay.
Shout out. All right, number 1, General Booty.
Oh, that's definitely a college player.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Are these for specific people?
Yes, this is one specific person.
No. Like, are you asking me or Adam, or
Nope,
are we
it's-
just shouting out the answer?
You just shot out the answer.
Okay.
And you are
Yeah.
both correct. He played for Oklahoma between 22 and 23. He was a quarterback, actually. Way to go, General Booty.
General Booty.
You know, that's funny because there was another college quarterback called John David Booty.
Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Oh, that's a college player. I know who you're talking about too.
Never
You
heard
gonna-
that name.
You gonna
I'll
go with him?
agree with him. Yeah.
Defensive back for Alabama, 21 to 23.
All right.
Current.
He's in the league now.
Nice.
The coldest Crawford.
Coldest Crawford. I'm going with you. Made that one up.
I think it's actually a college name.
Adam is correct.
Ah.
Louisiana Tech, 23. Wide receiver. Stone Cold Robinson.
I just get the picture of like this is like the version. I just get this image now in my head of Stone Cold Robinson. It's like Leon Sandcastle, but it's Max Crosby from the Raiders playing a college player. I'm gonna go with you. Made that one up.
I mean, I feel like any guy named Robinson, having heard the name Stone Cold Robinson, would just go by that from that moment forward. So I'm gonna go with it's a college player.
No, I made that one up.
Yeah.
Tiger Shanks.
Tiger Shanks.
Does he have a brother called Leopard Bites?
No fair guessing.
Bear Malls. I'm gonna go with you. Made it up.
Adam.
I'm gonna go with Pete on this one. I think you made this one up.
UNLV 20 to 24.
Oh
He's an
wow.
offensive lineman. There you go. Constantine Baker.
Constantine Baker. I mean, that name doesn't sound that odd.
This has got to be someone that's in like the Bible Belt down south. I'm gonna go. This is a real name.
Yeah, I'm agreeing.
No, I made that one up.
Figures.
Yeah.
Bible Belt up north.
All right, now to really mess with you, we have a brother duo, Mac and Fish McWilliams.
Mac McWilliams.
And
Well, Fish McWilliams.
with the PH. If you spell with the PH, it's okay.
Nope, spelled with an F. Fish.
Fish. Why would it be okay if it was spelled with a PH? Because he's named after some 60s rock band?
Nah, it's gonna mean, hey, if you say fat with the PH, it's all good.
Oh, I got you.
Or Pharrell with the PH.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go,
Okay.
this is real brothers.
Yeah, I'm going to agree.
They are both linemen for the University of Alabama in Birmingham. Way to go, guys.
Yeah.
UAB
Rocky
Blazers?
and Rowdy Beers. Another brothers
Rowdy
duo.
Beers.
Rowdy Beers.
I hope this is real because that'd be hilarious. I just want to see someone in the NFL get drafted and his last name is Beers on the back of his jersey.
I'm going to disagree. I'm going to say you made this one up.
They are both tight ends for Air Force Academy and then to the Florida International University, 2023.
So never going to make it to the league.
Yeah, probably not. Mobility.
You had to have made that up.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Pete.
Defensive back for the University of North Texas, 21.
Your parents hate you? Like, what? It's like naming somebody just in case. Like,
Whose last name is Billity?
ability.
Pikachu Livingston.
What was it?
Pikachu Livingston.
You know what? Unfortunately, I could see this being an actual name.
Judging by your bookshelf behind you, I'm going to agree.
What was your guesses
Real
now?
person.
Real person.
No, I totally made this up.
Oh.
Shitta Stila. Sila. Sorry. Shitta Sila.
Shitta Sila?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't pronounce it, so I'm going with real person.
I just
Yeah.
can't read my own writing.
Typed it.
It's I's and L's. It's hard, man.
Only
You get a better font. Like,
What do you think, Adam?
Real person.
Yeah, defensive end, Boston College, 19 to 23.
Oh,
Fanta
man,
Wilson.
don't you want the Fanta?
Real.
No, I'm going to say fake.
Pete is correct. I made that up. Cusco Stewart.
Cusco?
Somebody watched too much Emperor's New Groove when they were a child.
I'm going to go fake.
I'm waiting for his name to be Cusco-topia.
Cusco.
Oh, yeah.
Real person.
No, I made that up.
Yeah.
Madden Sanker.
Real.
Yeah, it's real.
University of Louisiana. Sorry,
Yeah.
Louisville, rather. The Realist Clark.
Sadly, I bet that's real.
What'd you say, Adam?
Real.
Oh, yeah, wide receiver, Defiance College.
It would have been funny if
Defiance
the
College.
realist was
Wow.
fake.
It's like, is that Defiance, Ohio?
I would hope so. Dude Person.
You know what? I'm gonna go with real person because if you grow up with the name Dude Person, you have to play football because you have to be tough as nails or you're dead. One or the other.
Yeah, I'm going to go with real person. He's either got to play football or he's got to be a wrestler. One of the two.
Right?
Defensive back, Central Arkansas, 20
See?
this year. Moonshine Leaks.
Oh God.
Fake. I'm going to go with the made-up name.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree.
Yeah, I made it up.
Like, we've gone too many real names. It's about time for
Memorable Factor.
Memorable factor.
It sounds like something out of physics.
Oh, I'm gonna go real person. I just want that to be a person's
I kind of
name.
come back to the same thing with Pete. If you grew up with a name called Memorable Factor, you're going to probably get beat up quite a lot. So you're probably going to be a football player.
Linebacker for Duke, 22 to 24. Armadillo Price.
Armadillo Price. I feel like I've heard of this person before, honestly. So I'm gonna say person.
Yeah, I'm going to say person as well.
No, I totally made it up.
No.
I mean, I believe just pretty much any of these. So.
Anakin West.
Real.
Made up.
Pete is right.
Yeah.
Made up in my brain.
Anakin Skywalker, my guy. That was your giveaway.
Fat Watts. Fat with a PH, Adam.
Real person.
I'm sorry, what's his last name?
Watts.
Watts?
W-A-T-T-S.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go with real person.
Wide receiver for Tulane University, 20 to 24.
That sounds like such a wide receiver name. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Panda Askew.
What?
I'm going to go real person, and I'm betting he plays like the University of Hawaii or something.
You know what? All right, fair. I'm going to agree.
Lineman, Charlotte University, 20 to 23.
Wow.
Yeah.
He may have been born in Hawaii, but Charlotte is where he played. Always Right. W-R-I-G-H-T. Right.
Oh my
Always
God.
Right.
Fake.
I'm gonna go real.
You're both right, but Adam gets the point because he is not a football player. He is a basketball player for Rhode Island Rams. That's what I made up, and I looked it up to make sure it was made up, and sure enough, there is an always right who is on the basketball team at Rhode Island Rams.
Oh my god. Is that
Just a few more. Bear with me here, guys. Cobra Winchester.
Cobra Winchester?
Are you sure that's a football player and not like a new character for Supernatural?
Yeah, or
That
like
would be amazing.
the name of like a really expensive gun.
That show went off the air, Adam. It's not.
Don't bring it back.
Don't
bring it back.
I love that show. I do, but it ended.
It capped in season 5. I'm just saying.
I disagree. I like a lot of seasons past 5. The last episode was one of the worst abominations that's ever happened. The big zoom out, the crash zoom out to show the whole crew and the wave goodbye on the bridge and shit. Ruined the whole show for me. Anyway, this person's name was something Winchester. I can't remember the first name. Cobra Winchester.
Cobra Winchester.
You know what? I'm gonna go with made up person.
Pete is correct. It is a made up person. Chronic pain. PAYNE.
This is definitely a creator wrestler on WWE.
Oh my god. I am chronic pain. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it's a real person.
It needs to be a wrestler. It really does.
Yeah.
So, what'd you say, Adam?
I'm gonna say real person as well.
No, I totally made it up.
Oh.
So I was right. It was a creator wrestler on WWE.
Cavassier Smoke.
I'm betting that's a real one.
You know what? I'll follow suit on it. I don't know.
Running back, University of Kentucky.
Cavassier Smoke.
They've got the smoke.
Donald Trump.
Oh my god.
But we know he played baseball in college.
But between 21 and 24?
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna say that's the real name of some poor soul.
Yeah, I'll agree.
No, I totally made it up.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
Thank God.
I'm glad.
Jaden Muskrat.
Real person.
I'm gonna go with made up.
Lineman, Tulsa, 20 to 22, and Auburn in 23. He did the transfer portal because he's that good. Parker Titsworth. Sometimes you're a 5-year-old, sometimes you're not. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I'm gonna say fake.
I'm gonna say real person because I hope he's a real person because I want to go buy a Titsworth jersey.
He's the center for Ohio University. Ohio.
He plays for Ohio. Never mind.
Got to get a beer and Titsworth jerseys now.
Titsworth jerseys. Beers. Oh shit.
Storm Duck.
Storm Duck. Duck with a T or duck with a K?
DUCK, just like the animal.
Duck, like the animal.
I'm gonna say fake, and that this is like a C-level comic book.
I'm gonna agree.
Defensive back, North Carolina. Acid Rain, RAINE. Acid Rain.
I mean, that sounds like it would be legit.
I'm gonna go fake again.
Yeah, totally made it up.
Nah.
Pig Cage. PIG space CAGE. Pig Cage.
Yeah, I'm gonna go no on that one.
I hope it's not real, but I think that it is.
So which one you
I'm going to go with it's a real person.
It is the defensive back for LSU.
Man, just pick whatever the opposite of I say is. Like every time. Always lose at a coin flip. I don't understand it.
Dodge Saucer. No, it is not the new truck. It is the such
Crossover.
and such. It's the crossover. Dodge Saucer.
Dodge Saucer for your interstellar travel. Yeah, I'll say real.
What do you got, Adam?
I said real.
Lineman for Iowa State, 21 and 22. He had to quit the team to work on his studies.
Sounds more like cow abductions.
Ocean Waters.
Real.
I'm gonna go with no.
Son.
Ricky Waters' son, Ocean.
No, I totally made it up.
Yeah. I mean, didn't Kanye West name his kid North?
Yep.
Yes, he did. He is Northwest. With just 8 more, here we go. Chief Borders.
Fake.
I'm gonna go real.
He is the linebacker for Nebraska, 21 to 23.
Yeah.
And went to Pitt. Oh, that's how Pete knew. He went to Pitt.
What?
Pitt's on the other side of the state.
There's an entire mountain range in between me and there.
It's one state. You know everything that happens in Pennsylvania.
No. It's the size of Ohio and Indiana combined.
All right.
Is Nova in Philadelphia? Villanova?
Yeah, it's right outside Philly. That's where my dad went.
Is Rutgers there too?
Rutgers is over the border in Camden.
Okay.
Major Burns.
Real.
I'll go with real.
Safety for LSU.
That's an awesome name for a safety.
Booby Curry.
Real.
I don't know why you saying booby just cracked me. Sorry, I'm going to go real.
Wide receiver for the University of Arizona, 19 to 21. Bro Code Johnson.
Oh, God. I hope not. I'm going fake. Fake.
Yeah, I totally made it up.
Okay.
Did you know that How I Met Your Mother was really popular back in 2005, I think it was? Anyways. Jaeger Bull.
I can see it. Real person.
Yeah, I could see it too.
Tight end for Wake Forest University. I don't know where Wake Forest University is, but shout out to you.
Wake Forest is, I think it's in North Carolina.
Gunnison Bloodgood.
Gunnison Bloodgood. That's a badass name. But I'm going to say it's fake.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's fake as well.
Wide receiver for Rutgers, 24.
So Wake Forest University is in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
North Carolina, nice.
There you go.
Fantasy Wilcox.
That sounds real. Yeah, it sounds real.
What did you say, Adam?
Real.
No, totally made it up.
Oh.
Yeah.
And for our last one, Reese Asswaddle.
Oh, please tell me that he's like the kicker somewhere.
That would be the best. I'm going to say real person. I want Asswaddle to be real.
Yeah.
No, I totally made it up.
Oh.
Disappointing.
And with a final score of 25, Adam, 24, Pete.
Oh, damn.
Woo!
We were pretty close.
Adam takes the win on this one.
I was shocked. I felt like I went on a stretch there where I got like every one wrong for like 10 in a row.
guys did amazing.
Yeah.
She'll stand on podiums like we're winning something on the Wii. Wii Sports.
Right. All right. I think that's going to be it for this episode, though, unless you guys got something else you want to bring up real quick.
Yeah, just go Birds.
I'd say go Dallas, but I don't know if it matters anymore at this point.
Go Colts.
We're only 3-3. We're still in it.
Yeah, sure. Good luck with that.
4-3 Colts. We're doing okay.
I mean, we're all in
winning
trouble
record.
here. Washington's going to run away with the division anyway.
Oh yeah, it's already gone.
Right.
Yeah.
So
With a rookie too. Where'd that come from?
I don't know. I have no idea.
All right, guys, that'll be it for us on this episode. We can't wait to see you again on the next one. As always, we are on YouTube, Amazon, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook as well at Geeks and Greeks. And that's it for us. See you next time.
Later.
Peace.